Hi, my name is Ken Hughes. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to talk about a metaphor that I've been using for, wow, about 10 years, I think, the blue dot consumer. And this is a metaphor that I designed to help clients and industries understand the importance of customer centricity, the importance of the new consumer values. And so I think I haven't made a video about it for a long time, but a lot of new listeners, a lot of new followers, so I thought I would do one today. And it's really this simple. Do you remember these things? These are called maps. They caused many a divorce, let's face it. And this piece of old technology was quite a difficult thing to use. So assuming this is a map of Dublin, so assuming that you've got it the right way up, which often was a challenge for people, you had to unleash this big unwieldy thing. And imagine driving a car doing this. And so the first thing you had to do was to know where you are. Now look, it's already, it's upside down. And you had to know where you are. So where is my hotel in Dublin? You had to know that as a user. And so here's your hotel here on this junction. And now you have to know, well, where are you going? Not just the concept of where you're going, but I want to go to Trinity College, I want to see the library. Well, where is that? You have to know the exact location of Trinity College. You have to know the geographical GPS location. And once you have your hotel and your location, then you can navigate your way through the world. And so you grew up as a consumer in this world, knowing that the world is a big place, and you're a small part of it, and you have to learn to navigate your way through the world. So you did all the effort, you did all the work, and it was hard work, and everywhere you were going was always on the crease of the map. And so that was the old way of doing things. And of course, today we have the blue dot consumer. The blue dot consumer is the world. They are at the center of everything. Google Maps shows you at the center. And that was a huge learning for brands and businesses, that really the customer isn't some inconvenient truth at the end of a customer journey. The customer is at the center. And this is why, as a metaphor, the blue dot consumer is amazing for customer centricity and customer experience and customer-centric philosophy in organizations. Because too often we are focused on the product or the process as opposed to the customer. And so this metaphor has so many aspects to the relevance of modern consumerism. The first one is the simple move from analog to digital. So paper maps were an analog thing, and of course Google Maps is a digital. And we have this across every industry. I mean, look at Tinder. The old way of dating was you would go to a bar, a restaurant, you would meet someone, you would meet their eyes across the room, you'd have a few more beers. They always looked better then. And that's how dating worked. Whereas today you sit on your sofa at home and you swipey with your Tinder, and so dating comes to you. It's easy, it's effortless, and it's digital. In fact, there's always continuous improvement. Look at this. This is actually a real product that you can invest in tomorrow. This is the Tinder finger. Just plug it into your phone and it does all the work for you. You can just go out, have a beer with your mates and relax. And so really the blue dot consumer is also about effort. It's about minimizing effort for the consumer, making it effortless. And in fact, Uber as a blue dot product was one of the first products that really brought this metaphor to life. So the old way again was you doing all the work as the customer. You would leave the restaurant, you would go to the taxi rank, you would find a taxi, you would wait in line for a trip home. Whereas today Uber comes to you. It's a blue dot product. You stay where you are in the restaurant and the car comes to you. It's effortless. The same as restaurants. Instead of going to the restaurant, you have Grubhub or Just Eats or DoorDash bringing the product to you. It's easy, it's effortless, and that's one of the core things around the blue dot consumer. The other one, of course, is personalization. I mean, you wouldn't open Google Maps and follow someone else's blue dot around. That would make no sense. You're on their journey. You'd end up at their destination. You follow your own blue dot. It's all about you. And that's really important to understand from a modern consumerist point of view also. The consumers want everything about them. This is about them. So how do we personalize for the customer? And obviously where we're going with technology helps us. The Vision Pro came out recently, and again, this is 1.0 augmented reality. But you can imagine a world where you walk into a commodity space like a retail store, like the shampoo aisle, and you're looking at all these shampoos and you don't know which one is for dry hair. You want a dye fix for blonde hair. You have your specific needs as a customer and you want a personal experience, but at the moment we find it difficult to deliver that personal experience to you in a real world retail environment. E-commerce, we can do it on websites, but not so much in the real world. Well, what about the AR future where we can have that, where a customer walking down that aisle can just be shown the relevant products to them? So we start to personalize the customer journey, and in your brand or business, you really need to have a look at that. How can you use the data you have on the customers you have to make them feel special, make them feel seen, heard, and valued, make them feel that it's all about them? The other thing that's obvious about the blue dot is the context piece. So as you journey through Google Maps, it will show you attractions, restaurants, bars near you. So if you're hungry and you're looking to eat, you'll open Google Maps and you'll see, well, what's nearby, and you'll be able to click on those businesses, look at the menus, look at the reviews. It's context. It's not showing you like restaurants 25 kilometers away. It's showing you restaurants on the street that you're on at the time you're on it. And again, it's really important for our businesses that we start to communicate with customers and offer them product and service that's relevant to them at the time. In fact, there's a great example of this I saw recently, an airline who are geofencing their app. So on the day of travel, as you arrive at the airport, it pushes the boarding card to the front of your phone. Imagine that, you're swinging your legs out of the taxi, you're getting out of the car, getting your bag, and your phone vibrates, and here's the boarding card that you need to go through security with some information on the boarding gate. It's timely, it's contextual. That's the kind of stuff that we need to look at in customer journey to be able to really make the customer feel that it's all about them. And then also one of the other things about the blue dot, not only is it about effort, it's about personalization, it's about context, it's also about instant. You know, the blue dot is live, like it's shown live. We've all had those experiences maybe where you lose satellite link or you lose signal and suddenly your map is a bit, you're not working and you're thinking, hang on, where am I? That's the moment where you don't feel kind of special. And so the culture that we live in today is an instant, I want it now customer. Everyone wants it now. It's why delivery is so important, how speed is so important. So not only is it about personalization and context and effort and relevance, it's also about instant. Do it now. And so that blue dot consumer has so many pieces of that metaphor. It looks at the values of the modern consumer, but also ultimately it's about the frame of reference. It's about putting the customer at the center. If they take a step left, they expect your brand, your business to take a step left with them. And so putting them at the center is really, really important. And you can look at that through, we were doing some work recently with a city, a city street design mobility study. And we're looking at how mobility works. So in large cities, we tend to lay down physical assets, expensive physical assets for the long term, like tram lines, bus lanes, and then we invest in buses and trams. And what those systems say to a customer is, here's the tram line, we will take you near your destination, not quite to your destination, not to the door, but we'll take you near, as close to, as the local bus stop or tram stop is to your destination. But we will only take you there at a certain time. So here's the timetable. So you need to stand at this tram stop and wait for that tram or bus, and then we'll bring you. And so it's a system designed around us, around our assets, not around the customer. And this is why e-scooters and brands like Lime are eating mobility alive around the US and Europe, because the customer can grab a scooter and they can go wherever they want in the city at whatever time suits them, and they can go right to the door, not near the door. And so this is a great example of putting the customer at the center. You put the customer at the center from a product design point of view, you will always win in terms of sales and profits, because the customer wants to meet their needs in their way, not your way. So there's so many examples of the blue dot, and so it's a metaphor I still love using, and I use it in most of my keynotes, just pushing brands and businesses to look at the customer at the center. And we say it so often, oh yes, we're customer centric, yes, customer experience is important, but then you see industries like financial services and healthcare being very procedure or product led as opposed to customer led. I had a wonderful example, and I'll finish with this little story recently. It was yesterday on Instagram, I saw this post pop up from a brand called Mob. Mob it's an app. It's a meal planning recipe app, and there's loads of free recipes you can use. It's a UK-based product. And you can go on, you can get some inspiration for what you're going to have for dinner tonight. And they have a premium version. They have a premium version that says, you know, for £3 or £4 a month, you can get personalized meal plans. And so they get this email, which is a scam, actually. Let me read the email to you, because the email is a bit wordy and I can't pop it up on the screen. But let me read this. And they posted this email. So they get this email that says, hello, sorry to bother you. My teenage son cooks all our meals. In the last week, I've been charged from Mob Plus, something I'm not familiar with. My son has confessed that he has been using my credit card and fake emails to get free trials of Mob Plus, insofar as the benefit of making us more delicious meals. He doesn't recall the email addresses. I was wondering, could I please get my card purchases refunded, as we have not been using Mob Plus and it was my son who was using it for the trial. And then that's it. So the marketing person for Mob gets that. Now, turns out it's a scam, and that email is sent to lots of different apps and brands all the time, just trying to get money back from them. But on receipt of that email, the marketing manager from Mob Plus doesn't say, oh, that's a scam. He thinks, oh, what if that's true? And immediately replies with a beautiful comment that says, you know, hilarious, love that email, love that the son is cooking all the meals, and not only will we refund you the money, but we'll give your son a lifetime membership of the app. Now, obviously that costs them very little, but the marketing they get out of that, the peer-to-peer storytelling for Mob takes off, it goes viral, which is why I saw it. Now, does it matter that it's a scam? No, because the brand saw a moment of potential for customer empathy, putting the customer at the center. And so their initial reaction, while later on they discovered it was a scam and they obviously didn't go forward with the lifetime membership for the scammer. But at that moment, most brands would say, oh, well, no, you use the product, so you're not getting the money back. Whereas they put the customer at the center, they went forward with empathy, and they also, of course, know that by putting the customer at the center, a customer will tell your story. And the customers tell your story, and that's how the peer-to-peer network works. That's how your brand is brought to life through brand storytelling. It's how we build brand loyalty and customer lifetime value today. So always, no matter what happens at moments of conflict, moments of product planning, moments of marketing communication, try and put the customer at the center. Don't be that old, jaded paper map on the shelf. Don't be the analog. Don't be the making the customer do all the effort. Look in the customer journey for the moments that you can do the effort for the customer. Make it easy, make it contextual, make it relevant, make it personal, make it instant. They're all things that Blue Dot Consumer demands of your business. And that's the way forward. And in my house, it's the way forward to make my teenage kids cook all the meals. It's a mission that I believe I will fail. Until next time, I'm Ken Hughes.